Good morning, everybody. Stephen here, and I am live from the Soul Man and Friends. How good is this? I'm home, which is amazing. And today, our special guest is our lovely friend Dean, and we're going to be speaking about cold water therapy. We'll speak about other things as well, but lots of you have been messaging saying, "Tell us more about the cold water stuff." So here he comes. Come on in, Dean. In you come.
Hello.
How you doing?
That intro was amazing.
You think?
That was so cool. I'm loving the shop as well. It looks so good in the background.
You know, it's great. It's really, really good. It's
Loving the vibe.
Aye. I don't know. Can you see me properly? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because on my screen I look a wee bit pixelated, but then obviously that's just on my screen. If everybody else can see me okay, then that's totally cool. So Dean, the last couple of times we've been talking very much about everything to do with everything, you know, mental health, mental well-being, all of that stuff. And today, like I said there in the intro, we really want to talk about the cold water stuff.
Yep.
And so, yeah, cold water therapy. For anybody who's watching this for the very first time, can you explain what it is?
So I suppose it's just exposure to the cold. You could go past cold water itself and actually just do cold exposure. Obviously, the more common one is the cold water. It's more easily accessible because everyone's got a cold shower. It's easy accessible to cold water. So yeah, it's just exposing yourself to the cold, putting your body through that stress, which we like to call good stress. It's putting your body out of that comfort zone, which in return helps, you know, your body and your mind and your soul.
Yeah, absolutely. And when people are immersing themselves in cold water, like, so for me personally, I've done cold water stuff for, you know, 2, maybe 3 years now, but nothing as serious as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having cold showers. I've done dips and locks and that kind of thing. But,
Yeah.
you know, you're hardcore, Dean. You're like, you know, proper, like, let's get the gloves on, let's get the hat on, let's just sit there and meditate in that freezing cold water. So would you say that you're meditating in the cold water?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, 100%. I feel like a connection with nature when I'm in the cold. I think we spoke on the last show about meditation, and you know, it's something that I've never felt like I've got to that meditated state by doing just normal, you know, like gratitude, mindfulness meditation or any other style of meditation. It always seems to be the cold that helps me get to that state. I hear of so many different kind of meditation states, like you obviously get the runner zen or the, you know, like your yoga zen, but for me it seems to be the cold that helps me get to that. It's a strange feeling. I can't describe it. It's just everything just goes away, like whatever stress I'm carrying, whatever pain I could be carrying, it just sends me to this different place where I feel alive. I don't feel any more alive, and I'm just I'm just in such a I can actually feel the state whenever I talk about it, and it just makes me happy. It just takes me away, and I get totally lost. I mean, I've seen myself in some meditated states through the cold where I feel like I'm not even on earth anymore. I feel like I'm just inside my mind conquering any thought that comes at me, you know, just battling any bad thought, as though as much as there is not many thoughts there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel like you're conquering life is the best way I can describe it.
And it is meditation, you know, it is a form of meditation. So, you know, I've, like I've told you before, I've taught meditation for many years. And meditation, people think that meditation is to sit there and clear your mind, and, you know, and it's no, to meditate is to focus on one thing for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
And what that cold water does for me as well, you know, when I'm in the cold water, it just pulls me into the present. The past doesn't matter. The future doesn't matter. All that matters is that moment where you're feeling your blood shooting through every single part of your body. You're feeling oxygen moving through every single part of your body, and the adrenaline. It's just phenomenal, isn't it?
It's the senses, the heightened of the senses. You feel, you hear more, you see more, you smell more. Just every sense just heightens, and it just brings you to that present moment. You're right. It just snaps you right to that moment. There's no other thought about the worries of the future. There's no regrets of things you've done in the past. The only thing you're thinking of is that present moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's interesting as well is, I speak an awful lot about the nervous system, and if you look at the studies that have went into ice baths and cold water immersion, even just cold therapy itself. There's a place in Glasgow that you can go and you can actually sit in like an ice sauna. Can't remember what they're called.
I've seen that.
It's Eco Lab or something like that.
They've got a funny name. I actually remember seeing that one. Yeah, it's really, really cold. Like really cold.
Yeah. So when you're in that state of being as well, what you're doing is you're taking yourself out of the fight and flight nervous system, and then you're taking yourself into the rest and digest state, which is fascinating because you would think that the nervous system would go straight into that fight or flight, but it doesn't. Mm-hmm. It goes the other way, doesn't it?
Yeah. It basically does so many different benefits. It basically puts a minimal amount of a small amount of stress on your body, but that stress overall is good. Mm-hmm. Now, as a society, we've become too comfortable in warm clothing, and because we're getting comfortable, we're putting less stress on our bodies. Mm-hmm. And this means our bodies don't have to act in such a responsive way. So whenever our bodies come into stress through inflammatory diseases, our bodies can't fight back as well as they could if we were training them to deal with this stress. Mm-hmm. So this is what Wim Hof talks about. He talks about how the cold, it's basically helped his body create a stronger immune system. It's basically helped the muscles around his heart become stronger. So the main disease in the world that kills the most people is heart disease. Mm-hmm. We can strengthen the muscles around our heart to deal with a faster heart rate, to deal with stress by putting our self through cold water exposure. And he says, 10 days and your heart rate begins to drop massively. I think we spoke about last time the book club that I have, and we set challenges every week, and it's a self-development book club. And one of the challenges I've said for the girls to do was to try the girls and guys to do was to try a cold water shower and also try the breathing exercises. And one of the girls messaged me about a week later, and she's had heart problems for quite a long period of her life. And she messaged me at the start, and she was like, "I've got heart problems. What do you recommend doing?" I goes, "Look, I highly recommend anyone that feels that they have any underlying health issues is to contact their doctor." So she contacted the doctor, and he says, "Okay, it should be fine. Just keep, it's like 30 seconds." So she's got one of these heart rate watches things, the fitness watches. And she watched her heart rate over the 10 days as she'd done the cold showers. And she noticed over all 10 days, her resting heart rate was dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping every day. And out the 10 days, she's like, my normal heart rate has never been this low. She's like, I couldn't believe it. And then she's noticed that she wasn't getting she would get massive heart rate spikes throughout the day. They dropped. So she was, throughout the whole of the day, her heart was becoming less, there was less stress on her heart. She was in return giving her body what it needed, like putting her body under a minimal amount of stress, not too much stress for the everyday life causes it. Obviously, we all deal with stress, but this is minimal stress on the body that's in return making us healthier. It is making us healthier.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy stuff that what blows my mind is, this is free. We all have a shower, and I get a lot of messages. I'm in no way a therapist or a psychiatrist, but I felt what worked for me was speaking to people that had been through these experiences myself. So a lot of the TikTok stuff I make, is to kind of help others, and what works for me, it might not work for them. And I speak very, very highly of cold water in a way where that would be the first step I would take, because it was the first step I was taking, trying to find something that would help my mind and my body when I was going through a hard time. And it's hard, but what our bodies and minds need is throwing ourselves out that comfort zone. Because when we put ourselves out that comfort zone, it builds a stronger mind. It makes us more resilient. And I noticed that personally. See, when at the first cold shower I went into, I was screaming. Like, I lasted 20 seconds, you know, and it was horrible. And I was like, oh, I never want to do that again. How can people do this? I don't care how good the benefits are. I'm not doing that again. That was my feeling when I first came out. Mm-hmm. So the next day I was like, right, I'll try it again. And you're doing it every day. You don't want to do it at the start, but you're subconsciously training your mind to overcome that adversity, not overcoming that thing you don't want to do, that hardship. And I go for them every day now. And it's funny, my partner, she comes into the shower when I'm having a shower, and she kind of speaks to me in the shower, and I'll turn it cold. And my body does not change in any way. And my tone of voice does not change in any way. And she's like, I just don't get it. Like, how that water just hits you as if it's nothing now. Because that's because I've done it every day, that my body's built this tolerance that I can feel it. Trust me, I can feel it, but my body's so adapted and my mind's so strong that I can deal with that cold now. And in return, making my mind healthier and stronger by doing these cold showers had made me stronger in everyday life. When I'm out and I face something like a stressful moment, or I'm out and I face a hardship, you know, that training I'm doing every day on my mind, getting up in the morning and going for a cold shower, has helped me deal with stressful situations. I don't crumble as easier because I'm training my mind every morning. And it's crazy stuff. It's like something so simple. Obviously, it's hard at the start, but something so simple comes with so many health benefits. You know, it's made my body stronger, like physically healthier. I haven't had a flu in over a year anyway. I haven't even been sick in over a year. Especially, you'd think it'd be bad just now. It was bad at the winter there because obviously I think a lot of people were getting flus easier because they were, they were locking themselves away. So when they were coming out again after we got off lockdown, a lot of people were getting the flu again. But no, I was absolutely fine. I don't get flus at all anymore. And and then on the mind, it's just, it gives me such a clear mind. And I feel as well my cardiovascular health, especially when I'm out running and that as well. I've noticed, my body's able to push harder. I can push myself physically harder as well. Yeah. It's just, it comes with so many health benefits. It's hard to go into them all. If you want to read more about it, Wim Hof has done amazing study. He's took it a step further and actually doing medical studies now with scientists, and he's proven the benefits this has in it, like producing more blood cells that help fight diseases, especially inflammatory diseases. He's helped people with arthritis, Crohn's disease, a lot of stuff. Like I suffer from IBS, and I've noticed the cold and the breathing exercises that come with the cold has really helped my IBS. I don't flare up as well. I don't get so much bloated anymore. I don't get so much like inflammation. And he's got a system, a method that works. If you do these cold showers alongside these breathing exercises, the breathing exercises are amazing. I can walk you through one if you want. It's basically when you breathe in. You breathe in for a big deep breath. So you go the full air in, let it go, and you'll begin to feel a wee bit lightheaded. So you always try and lie down. Keep deep breaths in. You'll begin to feel lightheaded. You'll begin to feel pins and needles in your hands. This is your blood flowing through. And you just keep going for about 30 breaths. And I recommend trying doing this in your own time, because I don't want to do it here. I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm sitting up. So once you get to the 30th breath, you take a deep breath in. You let go. And you hold your breath. And you hold, but you try and find that meditated state. Now, I do this when I'm in the water, and I can hold my breath for up to 2.5 minutes. So you can, that full exhale, you're getting oxygen into your body, it's flowing around your blood. And you do this 30 rounds, and you let go, you hold. what I'll do is I'll send you the link to his actual breathing exercise that he walks you through, and you could post it up. And I highly recommend anyone trying this because it's a game changer. I do this in the cold, and I try and do it every morning when I wake up. Brilliant. And this produces more blood cells that in return help your immune system. So this breathing exercise does a ton on your body as well. So combined with the cold water, it's superb.
It's, you know, as you were doing it there, like obviously I've been doing the Wim Hof method as well. So as you were doing it, I've actually got to the point where I can sit and do it as well. So when I'm doing it there, like I lose my tingles though, which drives me insane. Right?
Because that's a good bit.
Aye, because see, when I first started doing it, my whole body was right, and then see now I'm like, where's my tingles going?
So I do it. I try and do it when I wake up, but I also before I go for a run, I'll sit on the couch and do it, and so I'll just like sit in the corner there, and then before I go for a run, I'll do 3 rounds, and when I go for a run, I feel like my cardiovascular health is a lot better. I feel like I can run longer, you know, and I've actually done that. I've actually run my best times after doing like the Wim Hof breathing exercise before I go for a run. It's good.
Absolutely. There's a couple of people that have recently featured Wim Hof in their TV programs, and one of them is Gwyneth Paltrow. So see if you go on to Netflix for anybody who's watching, it's a really brilliant series. Actually, I highly recommend it. It's called Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop Lab.
What's it called?
Goop Lab.
Goop.
You know how she owns the company Goop. So what she does is she goes through all of the different methods and how people are well. You know, they talk about microdosing, using mycelium and mushrooms to reconnect your mind and body. They talk about they have Wim Hof on, and he does a workshop with the Goop team. They have energy medicine, which is what I do. You know, so I do Reiki, but I also do an energy therapy, and it's not something that I talk about openly. It's something that I would do privately with clients. And what we do is we work on the subtle body. So I'm going down a leafy lane, but there's a reason for it, right? So every single person has got their physical body, yeah? But what we also have is our subtle body, which is our energetic body. It's measured by the electromagnetic energy that moves around the body. So I work, first of all, with the body, and then I start to work on the subtle body, which actually moves 9 feet out with the body. And when I'm working in those 7 layers of the subtle body, right, which is science, by the way, it's measurable, right? When I'm working on those 7 layers of the subtle body, you see people having physical reactions to it. So if I'm working down on like the root, so the very base of the spine, and I'm like pulling through the subtle body, people actually, their eyes are closed and they don't know that I'm at that area, but you can see that area like moving. It's phenomenal. Totally phenomenal. So go and have a look at the Goop Lab because it's just a brilliant program. And there's also on YouTube, they are called Seek Discomfort. And they're a bunch of American guys. And what they do is they seek discomfort. Honestly, you will thank me for it. Thank me for it later, actually, Dean. Right? Watch some of their stuff, and they do the most extreme things. And what a difference it made to them when they worked with Wim Hof. One of the guys, he was terrified of the cold, didn't think he could do it. He was like in a really, really bad place. And then Wim took them into I think it was like -30 water. And this guy, what a difference it made to everything. You know, he was like, I can do anything in life now. Anything that life throws at me, I can do it because I've done that. So yeah, I did go down a leafy lane with that, but everything, absolutely everything's connected. So,
definitely. It's all about putting yourself out your comfort zone. We don't find any growth in comfort. You know,
Yeah.
we only grow when we're as misfortunate as it is. We only grow through hardships and adversities. You know, we don't grow being comfortable.
Yeah. I say that to everybody. Like, see, when it feels uncomfortable, you're growing. So, like, embrace it. You know, people will say, "I don't want to feel like this," and I'm like, "Feel it, move through it, the shit of it."
Exactly.
You know, because it's teaching you phenomenal lessons. And you're a plumber as well, Dean. So I want to ask you about this, right? I might just be immune to the cold in my shower now, right? And I don't have the balls to have a barrel out in my back garden like you do. I have cold baths, like freezing cold baths instead. And I actually find that's better for me when I'm doing the breathing technique because I'm able to lie in it and relax in it rather than sitting upright. But what happens when you're cold, when your water's not cold enough in the shower? I thought I would ask you that this morning, right? Because see, when I put my water to freezing cold, it's not cold, but it's not really cold.
I don't know. It could be a mixing problem with the water, but usually when you turn it to cold, the only thing that's coming through is the cold you're getting to your house. So I don't know. It could be a mixing problem.
Yeah, I maybe need to like get some kind of contraption that goes on the pipes that makes the water freeze.
But it's as he said there. Sometimes, like I go for a cold shower every day, regardless. But you're right; it can be difficult to try the breathing exercise standing up. Like you're not, don't do that at all because you know you could faint. It'd be pretty silly to try and do that breathing exercise because you know your body does become very relaxed and you're filling your body with a lot of oxygen, which can make you faint if you're standing up. But yeah, the barrel outside is great because I can. It's huge, but when I'm sitting in it, I've got my back leaned against the back, and my knees are kind of at the front, so I'm just sitting down in it, so I can just relax completely.
Yeah.
And do that breathing exercise. But yeah, some people say to me that they find the showers colder than the actual like lochs and baths and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I can see why, because it's hitting you, the water's hitting you, and you know when you're moving about, you're turning your body, and then you're getting a different area hit. Because I do like full circles, so I'll start at the front, work my way around slowly, and then I'll finish with it just dropping on my head and all over. So, but when you're in the loch, your whole body's covered, so you're just kind of hitting it all at once, and you just mail out after 30 seconds, a minute.
That makes sense actually. Yeah, when you first put the cold in the shower, you're because it's hitting you here.
Yeah,
I get that. I always find as well that swimming in the sea or being in the sea, I always find it's really warm. Like honestly, when you first go in, it's cold, but then it heats up. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the salt in the water or what, but
it'll be your body. It'll be your body trying to heat up. Your body's kind of going into survival mode. So see when you start to, shake, that's your body trying to produce heat. So when you go in, your body's first instinct is going to be trying to create heat, just keep you alive. So when you're moving about in the water, you'll all be trying to create heat. But that's why we shake. See why we get the when you're cold, you start shaking. That's our body's survival mechanism to start creating heat to survive.
Yeah. And later on in the year as well, for anybody who is interested in following this, we don't have all the plans in place yet, and I'm going to make Dean commit to it live on YouTube and on Facebook. But no, later on in the year, what we're doing is Dean and I and a few other people, we're going to try and get a group of maybe 4 or 5 or 6 people. And what I've already got Dean. I've got Dean who's going to represent the Highlands. I'm representing West Lothian. We've got someone representing the Kingdom of Fife and over that area. And we're going to try and get a couple more. But what we're going to be doing is a feat that will last for a few days. We'll tell them no. We won't tell them yet. No. we're going to do a feat that's going to last for a few days. Raise a bit of money for charity doing it as well. Get lots of press coverage doing it. And Dean's going to do cold water immersion with the people on the group every day of this challenge, which is going to be brutal after walking all that time every day and then plunge ourselves into the water.
That feels great.
Yeah, that's coming later in the year. We're just making sure that we're doing it when there's no midges. So it needs to be midgie free time. Otherwise, we'll be walking about with nets on our heads, won't we? Yeah. I'm just going to get your commitment to that now, Dean. So can I commit you to that?
I commit 100%.
I knew you did anyway. But
you've got it on video now.
If you pull out, I can always say, Dean, look. So watch this space because we're going to be doing it later in the year, and it's going to be pretty cool, pretty exciting. So, and a good way as well of showing people, cold water therapy and how it can help us. So I suppose we're going to be pushing our bodies to the limit during this challenge as well. So it's really going to help us to have some sort of measurable thing where we can say, like, look at how well we've done as a result of that.
Yep, definitely.
So I'm quite excited about it, though.
I'm very excited as well.
It's going to be really, really cool. And I've already spoken to one of my friends who works for a newspaper, and she said, the minute that you're ready to go, send me a press release, and she's going to put it right to the editor. So, which is pretty cool.
Brilliant.
So hopefully we'll get a big chunk of press coverage for it as well, which is really, really good. I'm going to go to some of the comments, Dean, as well.
No problem.
So Emma's saying there, do the outdoor tub, Stephen. You'll love it. It's not just the adrenaline in your body is activating quicker, and it doesn't feel cold anymore. That's what I find when I do the shower. So Emma's got a tub like you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she jumps into her tub every morning and does, I think, 10 minutes, I think Emma does in her tub.
That's brilliant.
Do you find that the tub is better than the shower then, Dean?
Showers, feeling wise, yes. As I said, you can become a more meditated state, even in the loch as well. The shower for me is just it's a quick, easy, accessible thing to do in the morning to put myself out my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. It's just a quick in and out. I'm only in the shower for I wash myself a warm shower first, and then the cold shower is only about a couple of minutes. But when I'm out in the tub or I'm out in the loch, it's usually about 10 minutes. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have you noticed the difference to your skin as well?
Yeah, definitely. I hope so.
It does make a difference to your skin, though, doesn't it? Because
it does.
I don't get any spots or anything like that, and if I do, it's like one single spot somewhere. But I don't get like spots on my face. I, like you, I'm always very well.
Mm-hmm.
Claire, can you think of even the last time that I was ever unwell? Never, eh? I'm always well, and I think it is just purely and simply because I've been adapting this way of being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
Our bodies are becoming stronger.
Yeah. Emma Lavin is saying, I find the shower torture.
Yeah. She
loves the river.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. A lot of people do say the same thing. They find the shower harder than the lochs and the tubs.
Yeah.
Which I can agree with, because that's what I was saying. It hits your body differently. I feel like you kind of get more of a shock because you're hitting. You get like wee sprays of water all over you rather than just sitting and just hitting you all at once and then being able to melt.
Yeah. We were up north one time, and I was obviously wanting to jump into the water. There was a huge big waterfall, and I'd said, I was like, right, I'm going to go and jump in the waterfall and just let the water hit my back.
Yeah.
And I'd done it, and the force of the water knocked me into the actual pool of water. So, like, don't ever stand under a waterfall because it's powerful. So yeah. Loads of comments here. I'm just trying to shift through them. So yeah, Emma does between 8 to 12 minutes every day.
Yeah.
find that I can meditate more and reach a euphoric state quicker. She's only been doing it 51 days, but the benefits are so noticeable.
That's brilliant, Emma. Brilliant.
I think it doesn't really matter whether it's 2 days or whether you've been doing it for 10 years, Dean, does it? You know,
well,
the benefit now.
Mind benefits, you're pretty much day one, I would say. But for physical health benefits, they say just over 10 days.
Yeah.
So if you can commit to it for 10 days, that's when your body starts to see the difference. You start to decrease your heart rate. You know, your body starts to become stronger. But mind benefits, I'd say day one. As soon as you go into that cold shower for the first time, in my opinion, you come out, you're like, whoa. But you feel self-accomplished because you've just done it.
Emma's saying there as well, don't know what it is, I'm there. Don't know what she means by that. I think she's replying to what we were saying about she loves the river.
Yeah. It's something else I quite enjoyed as well was in the winter. We were really cold up here, and what I was doing is I was going out and working out outside my house at night. I done it at night just so no one really seen me and phoned the police saying there's some crazy guy with no t-shirt on outside. But I was going out in the middle of the winter in some shorts and doing my workouts just in shorts, and that was brilliant. I was going out and doing like a half an hour skip with a body workout just in my shorts in the freezing cold at night, or I would go for a run at night up round the back of the housing scheme where no one really seen me with just a pair of shorts for a half an hour, and that your body would come in and your body would just feel incredible. You'd be really cold, but it'd be, you know, you'd find that Zen meditation state where you could physically. I felt like I could create that illusion that my body was warmer just through the, like as Emma said about the adrenaline. You know, that adrenaline's going through. It's keeping your body temperature high, and it's a brilliant feeling. I was doing a lot of that as well, and as well as going up into the Glen Nevis and sitting on top of the hills in the snow while there's wipeout. There was a whiteout one day. I don't know if you've seen the video of me sitting in a pair of shorts at the top of this hill. There's like literally we went there and I was meditating, and this out of nowhere this whiteout just came, and the guy I was with, he's like, "Well, we'll go." I was like, "Nah." I was like, "I'm not leaving here," and just the snow was just everywhere, and I could hardly even see anything. It was just white, and I was just in this amazing moment. And then I was just like, "This is unbelievable." The hill wasn't too high. It wasn't like I was putting myself in danger because the car wasn't too far away. But it was just that was a moment that really stuck out in my mind. Just sitting with my legs crossed, meditating while there's a big whiteout, just snow everywhere, and I just felt amazing. I felt alive. It was brilliant.
I'm trying to find the video so I can show people. I'll go onto your TikTok and have a look.
It should be on my TikTok.
There you are. Right. This is worth seeing. This is one of the videos where you look at and you're like, who is that crazy guy? There he is.
Someday, everything will make perfect sense. So for now, laugh at the confusion. Smile through the tears. And keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason. Someday, everything will make perfect sense.
So yeah, I just think that video is great, and I think that's what got you viral as well, didn't it? You know,
yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even see how many. Yeah, so 13.7 thousand people watched that. It's actually not your most viral video though.
No, my most viral stuff's the stuff with my son.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. There's Dean in the local loch. That is the local loch, isn't it?
That's the local loch there, yeah. There should be one in my whiskey barrel as well.
We'll have a wee look.
The whiskey barrel was made by a local boy. I'm pretty sure he worked in the whiskey distillery, and then he created his own company called Wooden Things Lacaba. And luckily, he kept the barrel and he finished it for me. It looks brilliant outside.
Does he sell them for anybody who's watching?
I think, see, since I put that video of me in it, he's had loads of messages and he just can't get the barrels.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
It's what I deal need in Scotland, but there's always an excuse to use my new toy.
And what's going through your mind when you're like moving up onto the side of the barrel and just about to jump in?
Oh, it's adrenaline. It's just adrenaline. Like, as you can see there, I'm totally pumped. It's just because I work myself up to it, so it's quite a good feeling that your body starts to get full of adrenaline. It's a brilliant feeling. I love it. I'll never stop doing it.
You can even see as you're talking about it, you can see you getting excited. You can actually see, like at the very beginning when we were speaking about it, you were like, that feeling. That's what we all need, though, don't we, Dean? We all need something that makes us feel alive.
Yeah, we do. Definitely, I agree 100%.
Yeah. Tina is saying there, I might give that a bash. I have been taking hair, skin and nails from Holland and Barrett, and they change my skin so much, plus cream. So I think what she's meaning is, to try the cold water therapy. It's interesting, though, because a lot of people take supplements and stuff like that. I've heard of people taking like liver detox capsules, kidney detox capsules, all of these things. Oh, 1 second. Somebody was phoning and it went straight to my MacBook. That's what happens when you don't put your phone on Do Not Disturb. When people are taking all of these things that are designed to like detox the body does that anyway. So, why don't we focus on getting our immune system strong so that the body deals with all that stuff anyway, and we can save ourselves a lot of money?
I agree. I don't take any supplements at all. I try to find my vitamins but pretty much just from food. I try to eat well. I eat well, work out, take cold showers, and I feel amazing. I feel healthy. My skin's good. It's I don't take any supplements. I'm a big fan of not taking any pharmaceutical stuff either. I don't take any paracetamol. I don't take any ibuprofen. I don't take anything. Nothing. Everything I do is through food, through natural remedies or the supplements. The supplements can be actually more damaging than you think as well. They can be damaging on the liver. They can sometimes be more worse than they are good. Especially if you're eating all the time and you're just if you're overindulging and then you're constantly trying to create a healthier body through supplements, it's not a good mix.
No.
It's in my opinion.
Really, it really is. Good medicine, and that's how
it is. No, I'm drinking right now. I've got a green tea with Manuka honey.
Oh, nice!
And that is.
I have to be honest, Dean. I can't stand honey.
Really,
honey is just. But I quite like a teaspoon of Manuka honey if I ever get the chance. Yeah. So, because Manuka honey is different. Manuka honey, it's like fizzy. I don't know why, but you can actually feel its energy buzzing.
Yeah, it's really, really good for you. Like really good. And I try to not have it. Like I don't really drink much coffee anymore. The only caffeine I drink is obviously the little bit that's in green tea. But cutting out coffee, that was a big benefit for me. And replacing sugar with, like Manuka honey or, other ways.
Your adrenal glands will thank you later.
What's that? Sorry?
Your adrenal glands will thank you later. Absolutely. one wee second. I'm just going to go back to these comments. I feel really bad because people are commenting and I'm not paying any attention to them. Sorry. Kelly saying the challenge that you aren't telling us about, we are talking about, Stephen. Ah, right, okay. Right. So they're talking in the comments about the challenge that we're not talking about.
Are they guessing what it is?
I think so, yeah. Leanne saying there, oh, I'm from Fort William. I thought I recognised the accent.
Hi, Leanne.
Not a Fort William accent, actually. Do you think? Claire's here. Claire's one of our team, and she's like, no, he definitely does.
I have an accent.
I don't think you do have an accent. It's funny because we've had like guests on from Glasgow, and I say canny. You know, that like, oh, I can't do that. And they're like, what's all that about? It's I can't do that.
I feel like we don't have much slang up here. I think we're kind of sounds bad, but we're kind of like the posh Scottish accent. We don't have much slang.
Claire's like, they're very posh. I don't think you do have an accent though, if I'm really honest. But then that's just my thinking. Beth is saying there, can you heat the shower up before coming out?
So I was actually who was I speaking to? I was speaking to this with someone the other day, and they were asking me what's the best way to do it. Now, it all goes, what I do is I go for a warm shower first, and then I go for a cold shower at the end and just jump straight out. Now, I've heard of a lot of people that'll go for the cold shower first because it's more beneficial on the mind, because going in cold first is harder than going in warm and turning it to cold. So it all goes back to, you know, what you feel you're going to benefit. I don't personally think it has too much difference on the health side benefits, as long as you're just getting that cold fix. But yeah, I warm shower first and then just go cold. But I do know some people that jump in cold first, get out the way, and then finish off warm. So,
I know people that do warm, cold, then warm again.
Yeah, it's all just, I suppose. Well, it's all just, suppose, what you feel comfortable doing. As long as you're getting the cold fix, you're getting the health benefits. Yeah,
absolutely. And when you're working with people, Dean, because I know that you take people out into the local area and you do stuff with them in the local area. So do you do more than that out with the local area? Because we have Emma was asking this morning if you knew of any more local areas or local places to her.
So I haven't taken someone out here in a while because we've been on lockdown. Yep. So the last time I've done it was when I done the charity event where I was taking people out. I still get messages of people asking me, but I've been trying to not organise groups and stuff. But I know there is the amazing Braid Sisters. They are amazing. I highly recommend them. I don't know. I'm not too sure on your areas, to be honest. Like, I don't know how close you are to them. But for women, they run an amazing, empowering to women cold exposure sort of morning.
Lanark, are they not? Maybe.
Are they actually? I'm not so sure on like the areas. How far would that be from you?
Lanark's maybe 40 minutes, half an hour there.
Oh well, there you go. Drop the Braid Sisters message. They are amazing. I had them on my podcast. I did. I had them on my podcast. They were phenomenal. If anyone wants to listen to that, it's called Do Great Minds Think Alike. I think it's episode 5, and they speak a lot about the cold water. They speak about the course they run on empowering women. It's brilliant. They're amazing. There's also a man called Max Colby. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Max Colby?
Yeah, Max is the guy that you went out with, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I met Max a couple of months ago. We climbed Ben Lomond and then done a dip after. He does a lot of groups as well. So down near your area, I think the top kind of people that stick out in my mind would be the Braid Sisters and Max Colby. Both amazing. Well, the braids sisters are amazing, and Max is amazing as well. That walk up Ben Lomond with Max was like, I think we discussed the whole philosophy and that whole walk. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant mind to speak to, and the Braid Sisters as well.
I'm just looking at the Braid Sisters on Instagram. That's them. I can't share my phone. It's ridiculous, but that's the girls there, the Braid Sisters. So they're /the_braid_sisters. And they've got a link there on their link tree that takes you to what they do, their cold water therapy classes for women. They are Glasgow, but you know, for Emma or anybody else wanting to work with some really brilliant girls who do fantastic things, jump in there and see what they've got.
I'm trying to get them up to Fort William to do a kind of class up here.
Yeah, brilliant.
So working on that.
I
would highly recommend.
We might get them at West Lothian first. There's also, Emma saying there's also the Warrior Water Women run by Sharon Tate and the Salty Sisters in Dunbar.
I've never heard of them. I recognise that name, Sharon Tate. I'm sure she must have came up before. I've never heard of them. What was it? The Salty Sisters?
Salty Sisters, yeah. In Dunbar.
Write these down. It's great. I like to find a lot of like-minded people. I like to, try and connect with these people. So, but that Sharon Tate's name's definitely been brought up before. It must be through cold water.
Yeah,
it's an amazing community. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you should. Now, this is just my point of view, Dean, but I'm going to inspire you. You should probably look at creating a cold water Scotland group.
There's actually a guy that's got one already, and he's probably the kind of leading.
Oh, really? Good.
He what's his name again? Oh, it's going to annoy me. He's got an amazing group on Facebook. He's got a lot of followers in that as well. I'm pretty sure he's went out and done the Wim Hof course. So I think he could possibly be a Wim Hof instructor.
Exactly who you mean. It's because I've met him a couple of times. It's is it Andrew?
Aye, that's it. Yeah, it is. I think it is Andrew.
What's his surname? I can't even remember.
He does a lot of motivational speaking, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's probably like I think he actually kind of helped the Braid Sisters, if I can remember right.
Yeah.
He kind of brought the I think he kind of brought it all to Scotland. The message.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to find him because I've got him as a friend on Facebook, and I've got like 30 Andrews here.
He's got quite a lot of people keep tagging him in my podcast. So I think people want me to try and get him on.
How annoying. It's no Andrew, it's Alan Brownlee.
Is it what's the group? It's going to annoy me. He organises massive groups. I can't remember the Facebook page, but like I'm talking like 30, 40 people sometimes.
I don't know.
What's 2 seconds? I'll try and find the Facebook page. It's quite a weird name, I'm sure.
So it's Alan Brownlee. Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I don't, guys.
That's who I know. He's a Wim Hof instructor.
Oh, I can't find it's called Into the Deep. I'm pretty sure Into the Deepest. It's called. That group has 2,000 members on Facebook. It's a group that's to post your experience of cold yoga and cold water experience.
Yeah, Gerald Neal.
That's him. Yeah, sorry, Gerald Neal. Yeah,
that's the the group there. So you can go and join that into the deepest. So,
yeah. He's a huge name, I'm sure, because his name gets brought up quite a lot as well.
I think he's a Wim Hof instructor as well. I'm sure he is.
You can actually go onto the website, Wim Hof's website, and actually see the instructors for each area. And I'm sure there is a few in Scotland that are certified Wim Hof instructors.
Yeah. Interesting. Emma's saying there, interview him.
Gerald Neal, he'd be good,
Yeah.
He'd be brilliant.
Kelly's saying there, Emma, are you screaming at your phone? I was like, read the comments. Yeah, there's a guy in Glasgow, Jed Neal. That's it, Jed. That's how I couldn't think his name, because he's Gerald, but he gets called Jed.
Mm-hmm. I think he's a great speaker as well. So
yeah, Jed Neal.
That's it. Yep, Jed Neal. Yeah, Gerald Neal. He does a lot of. That's it. Yep, Gerald Neal into the deepest. Were these comments coming off when I was trying to find this? I've been sitting here trying to find that. The comments have said it all along.
We were both looking for them. You know, like, it's Gerald Neal. Yeah.
So yeah, he does a lot of central stuff. Up here in the Highlands, you'll have people up maybe Inverness, and then there's a couple of us down here in Fort William. So it's a very large community.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, everybody that you speak to is doing cold water therapy now, aren't they? You know, there's
amazing.
So many people, and it's so good to see that message getting across. But the one thing that I really, really wish people would focus on more, though, you know, the cold water therapy is great, but the one thing that I wish people would focus on is actually getting the breathing right.
Yeah.
Really focusing on the breath work, because see, when you can fill all the cells in your body with oxygen-rich blood, it makes everything so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling of, when you exhale, I'm like you, I can only get to 2 minutes 20, right, with my exhaled breath.
Mm-hmm.
But see, during that time, space, everything stops for me. It's like reality pauses. And when I'm feeling so I can feel my whole immune system, my cardiovascular system, everything, I can feel it just coming alive. And then when I need to breathe in and I hold that inward breath, it starts to go boo.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I think that people need to really practice first. Because see, if you can get yourself there without the cold water, then when you go into the cold water, it's so much easier to expose yourself to it. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. I remember I was speaking to Matt Scobie, and he tries not to do that before because he says he thinks it changes his body temperature. It makes the water colder when he goes in.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not feel like your body temperature changes when you do it?
No.
See, when I lie back and do that breathing, Wim Hof breathing exercise, I start feeling as if I'm cold, and then I'm hot, and then I'm cold. It's crazy. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, it's crazy feeling.
See, but then I've practiced meditation for many, many years.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it was just leveling it up, I suppose. And it's interesting because 9-10 years ago, I was at a conference down in London. It was the Hay House Summit, which is all about like mindfulness and looking after you and all the rest of it. And I met Wim Hof's son at the time, and he was, Wim Hof he wasn't really that well known back then.
Yeah.
And his son was telling me, he says, my dad does lots of breathing techniques. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get him into like the mainstream media. We're trying to bring him across to, and I was like, oh, it sounds a bit out there if I'm dead on. And now I'm like that. Wim Why did I not pay attention?
Brilliant.
By the way, so I think don't knock something until you've tried it, because I was certainly like that. I was of that mindset back then where I was like, really? I've practiced meditation for a long time, and actually I can't see how that would help you.
Yeah.
Then when I actually was introduced to Wim Hof, and it was actually Emma Lavin, about 3 years ago, Emma was talking to me about, like, do you do the Wim Hof method? And I was like, well, actually, I've started it, but what a difference it was making. And it was without the cold water therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like it was leveling up my meditations.
Yeah.
It was just phenomenal.
It's brilliant.
But like I say, now, because I'm so used to it, now I'm not getting the tingles anymore. And it's like, how can I level up in that to get myself back to the tingling? And the only way that I can do that, Dean, is by not doing it for a while. So I used to do the breathing every morning, every night. See, now I do it once a week, so I get tingles.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
So how many rounds do you do?
Say that again?
How many rounds do you do?
I do 20 rounds
20?
every time.
Wow.
20.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can do, at first, when I first started doing it, I done about 4 rounds, and then I just worked up, and now I do 20 rounds, and each round of 20, I can hold my breath for 2.5 minutes.
Wow, that's brilliant. Huh? That is brilliant.
Really,
How long does that take? 20 minutes? 20 rounds?
Takes about an hour and a half, roughly.
Wow, that's a commitment. That is a commitment.
But if it's only once a week, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
What? In fact, let's just 20 minutes. No, 2.5 times 10. Yeah, so that would be about 50, 60 minutes, I suppose.
Yeah.
But the reason it takes an hour and a half is because of the breathing parts in between, which is the most annoying bit. I don't know about you, but see, that's the most annoying bit.
It's the final exhale that's the where you get it, isn't it? It's the holding the breath.
So annoying. And from it as well, which is really, really interesting, and I've been speaking to Emma Lavin about this as well, I can take my heart rate down to 52 beats a minute.
That's while you're doing the breathing exercise?
Yeah.
Wow.
Initially, though, because obviously I'm tracking it on my watch.
Yeah.
But I can take my heart rate down to 52 beats a minute. Emma can get hers to 57, I think, maybe.
I'll need to check mine the next time I do it.
Yeah, check it honestly, because what a difference it makes. And I think that's the same heart rate as deep sea divers. When they're way down, and they can really work on. So Emma can get down to 54 now. So Emma, I'm still beating you at 52. But work on it, because see if you can bring your heart rate down like that. What's happening is you're healing the body, because everything's slowing down. Emma's like, but it's good to have a wee challenge, though, isn't it? It's good to be a wee bit competitive, I suppose. So, I do 10 minutes of meditation every single day, but for an hour and a half. And it's usually, interestingly, on a Friday night that I do it. So, most people go and have a beer on a Friday night. I go and lie in bed and breathe. And my wife always says, she's like, see if you're going to do that, like, go upstairs and do it. Obviously, I was doing it in the living room where I was lying on the floor and doing it. Like, get upstairs with that!
Brilliant.
Having some kind of erotic experience. So yeah, now I go upstairs and do it on the bed. The breathing.
Yeah, the breathing.
Like Claire's like that. So yeah, get high on your own supply. Emma's saying there. So all these things, I think, they just make sense, don't they, Dean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've really, really loved this conversation today, Dean, because we've really spoke a lot about the cold water stuff. We've really spoke a lot about everything, actually. So, thank you.
That's okay. Usually we go on pretty crazy rabbit holes. So I'm bad for going off topic, so I try to stick to the cold water to the best of my knowledge. I know I'm no expert in it. I just know the way it works for me. But, it's a great...
lived experience, Dean. I always say that the most knowledgeable people in the world are the people who are doing things.
Yeah.
The people that are experiencing these things.
Yep.
And, there's experts in every field, but I think if you can come on and you can share a message and you're very relatable as well, I always think that, you get two different types of people in the world, people that know it all and people that know it all but are dickheads, So there's the people that know it all that are good people, and the people that know it all that come across as dickheads. And you certainly didn't come across like that. You come across as someone who's
Thank you.
kind and caring and compassionate. So, and you're very relatable to our audience. They all love you to bits. So,
thanks, guys.
So what I would love you to do before we go, because we're just over an hour now, I would like you to use the comment section just to tell Dean how amazing he is and how much you all love him. Kelly's saying there, thank you to you both.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you for listening, guys. Excellent surgery. So glad I tuned in, says Emma.
Thanks, Emma.
Come on, guys. The rest of yous, throw the compliments. No, they're not coming. There's people watching, but they're just not wanting to inflate anybody's ego. So
thanks again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, absolutely. And Dean, we'll get you back as well. We're going to do our surgeries less frequently now, obviously, because we're back to work next week. So what we're thinking is possibly one a week or possibly one a month. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go yet, but
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Am I boring you, Dean?
No, I'm working hard just now getting this house ready. So
see you later, Stephen. Kelly's saying Auntie is so handsome. I think you'll need to stay away from Kelly when you come down here. Kelly, he is in a happy relationship, so leave him alone. Jacqueline's saying, fabulous, I'm going to try the cold shower, thank you.
Let us know how you get on.
And there you go, Teresa's saying she was thinking the same. So you got a wee fan club going there, Dean.
Thank you, guys.
In fact, if anybody's interested as well, this is hilarious, but if anybody's interested, you can go to Dean's OnlyFans. I got a friend request from someone, and straight away I messaged Dean and I says, Dean, this cannot be you. There's too much nakedness in this. And he was like, please, Stephen, report it because it's definitely no me.
Well, it wasn't me, no.
Friend request, was it? What was it?
It was and someone made a fake Instagram account, but what they done was they went and used all the pictures of me coming out of the cold water. So I've got no clothes on, well, just shorts, and they used stuff of like gym progress photos, and they created an Instagram fake page. Started following all my friends, but they put like a OnlyFans link. But the OnlyFans link was like a fake OnlyFans. So if someone signed up to it, they would have got all their card details and would have wiped their card. So it was, I could believe it. Because that's when you know when you've made it, Stephen.
That's what I said to you, didn't I? I was like, see when someone's making fake profiles of you, you know you've made it. So. It's really funny though, because it came up and I was like, I looked and I was like, Dean Cameron. But why is Dean sending me to like his new Instagram? And then I'm looking under it and it says Dean's OnlyFans, and I was like, right, Dean, is this you?
We're gonna have a serious word.
Yeah, so I was quite surprised because I thought that's just no your vibe at all. So
No.
and I think the OnlyFans has been taken down anyway, hasn't it? Or the Instagram with the OnlyFans, it's been taken down, hasn't it? So,
I got everyone to keep reporting it. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry ladies, if you've had jumped in there, you would have had your cards wiped anyway. So anyway, take care everybody. I'm gonna go just now. Dean, stay on for a wee minute and I'll just have a wee
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, thank you everybody and see you later. Bye for now.